Hello everyone, it is Christine here and I'm back for another Thrifty Thursday with a bag of goodies that I picked up this morning from the lovely Melanie at Purveyor of Reclaimed Textiles. I'll include a link to her. She has a little Instagram page where she posts second-hand reclaimed textiles and trims and all sorts of lovely bits and pieces, and she allows you to sort of build up a bit of a bag of goodies, and then you can pay, and if you're in other parts of Australia she can post it to you, or in my case I can pop by and pick it up from her. So this hasn't been bought recently. This has been sort of built up over a number of months, and in fact I think I've been pretty good recently and haven't been buying much, particularly prior to and after the Embroiderers Guild destash. So I'll start out with this piece which I've laid down as the sort of base fabric for us to lay everything else onto. Isn't this beautiful? It's got burgundy and browns. I thought it would be fabulous for my big quilt slash blanket that I am adding pieces to, that I started as part of Roxy's Journal of Stitchery, the Treasure Hunt. So it's a Kaufman Fabrics. Doesn't have the name of it on, I don't think. Nope, it's just saying it's stain repellent. Let me just relay that out. I'm spread out on the floor here because my desk is covered with some fabrics I've been folding up, etc. So, and I was keen to sort of film this having picked it up today, although you'll probably be seeing this video later because I just recently this Thursday shared a stash of goodies that I had picked up. So Mel also gets, and I think she gets these from her brother in the United States, amazing vintage quilts. Now you can just see the age of them, but look at the beautiful fabrics. They're kind of, they could be feed sacks or that sort of era fabrics. So soft. Look at I just adore this one on the back here. And then there's this one too. But the fascinating thing about them is when you look inside, often they've put one lot of fabric over the top of another fabric. Now I'm just going to bring the light round so that it's a bit more evenly. Actually, I might put it over there. Just excuse me while I move the light stand to just see if we can get a bit of better light for you. Try and keep the light stand out of camera, and I might just angle it down a bit. That's probably better. So yeah, it's fascinating to have a look inside and see what fabrics and how many layers. Sometimes you get multiple layers. So that's a plain fabric there underneath. Then there's a lovely sort of, super soft cotton lined or checked fabric under that side. Similar one under this side. Similar down here. So it's possibly this fabric throughout. But then on this side, you've got a beautiful patchwork pattern all together, including this incredibly soft, it almost feels like a sort of a wool felt or something. So yeah, it's fascinating. You could either keep it all together and make beautiful things like needle books, etc. Out of this, or you can get the layers and then keep the inner layer and maybe put some of this back over the top. See, actually, even with this one, which I thought was all just plain, there's a check fabric, but you can just tell the age of this inner layer of the quilt is it's so old, and probably it was starting to get little holes, and that's why they then put another layer. See, there's more fabrics here. There is just a treasure trove of fabrics, and in fact that one's gone over the top of the other one, so it's possible it might still, yes, I think it's still a 2-layered quilt. But isn't that interesting? It's an archaeological dig in quilts is what that is. So I'll lay that down over here. Let me grab another one of the quilts. So I bought these quilt pieces sort of, separately. She'll periodically pop them up. So you definitely get ones with staining on them. And I'll probably give these a bit of a wash as well to get them nice and fresh before I pop them into my stash. But again, this one's got, 4 different patterns on that side and 3 on this side. That one's the same as the one that I had on the back of the other, so it probably is from the same quilt. Let's have a look at the underlying fabrics and see if that gives us a clue. So again, at least 2 different fabrics there. Another fabric there. Yep, different ones again. Yeah, so you can just see how worn some of the underlying quilt actually is. Look at the, seeing a nice yellow stripe one underneath there. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful fabrics. Just amazing. Incredible. It's almost like a gorgeous sort of ticking type. And a beautiful blue check under there. So yeah, fascinating, fascinating. So I'll pop that there, and then I've got another piece. So I'd obviously enjoyed picking up there. And this is a smaller one. Again, is that the same as, not the same as that? Nope, that's a different design, and that's a different design to what I had. Yeah, they definitely look like feed sack type fabrics, and I just love this one, even though I've got that on a couple of them. It is beautiful. And again, just how thread worn it is underneath. There's that same. So in fact, that's 3 layers there. So maybe this fabric gave way sort of sooner than the others, so they put another layer over the top. And again, got 3 layers here. And on this side, again, the beautiful patching together. So at least 3 different pieces of fabric just in that small area. So that's gorgeous. Let me just have a quick look through the goodies for other patchworky bits. So this is a different quilt, a beautiful hexy quilt. It's got a little bit over here, but that would be like perfect size for a little small needlebook or something. This one's a much thinner one. It's only got a tiny bit of wadding in it, and then just the front and the back, but all beautifully hand quilted together. Just incredible. So I've got a partial hexie up here, another partial almost complete hexie, a partial one down here, but they're just, with the yellows, I just find they're such happy colours. So again, I'll pop that in my sort of little wash pile. Pop them over here. Looking to see if there are any more quilts. So there was this gorgeous piece of patchworking. So I guess it was someone's UFO. I don't think it came, because it looks like it's sort of unfinished, never been actually stitched together, even with this little bit of the selvage. So I don't think it's been from something that was deconstructed. I just think it never got turned into something. But I think I fell in love with it when I saw it on Mel's page because of the little birds. But yeah, the leaves and the flowers, and then the stitching. Each of these are a separate square that has been embroidered and stitched together. Even these are different rectangles. And it's quite a long, so it's got the 2 birds on it. And I'm thinking it might make a nice fabric container, because I could use the whole length of it. It could run around like that. I've got the felt that I'd got from the reverse art truck that I used to make my other standing container that I could use. So I was thinking I might do, maybe do a little bit of stitching in myself, even maybe just adding some little beading, add my own little touch to it, and then turn that into a finished piece. Let's have a look at some other fabrics. So I love with Mel, you get definitely vintage fabrics, and you just get pieces that aren't super huge, but definitely plenty to go around. And these I just thought would be lovely to cut out. They'd be even perfect for the current Roxy prompt of spring flowers, although if we get a sort of summer flowers, I'm sure I could use this as well. And so there's a little bit of discoloration there, but yeah, no issues at all. I might even just give that a quick little wash. I'll put that in my washer pile over here. Funnily enough, if you watched my de-stash video not my de-stash, but the Embroiderers Guild de-stash, where I stashed up, I bought some of this fabric. I think it's the Tilda fabric, which was on the 50-cent table, or 50 cents or $1. Can't remember what it was, but yeah, Mel obviously had some herself as well. Actually, that doesn't need washing, so I'll pop that over there. This is so soft and lovely. It's like a, which way up does it go? This way up. Oh, all different ways up, actually. I think you have to turn it around to get the images the right way. But a beautiful sort of countryside toile. And just, yeah, this looks so lovely, the blue bouquet. And so again, being able to sort of cut around them and add them into pieces, even the little scenes, the sweet little thatched roof house or little farmhouse. So I love that. I love my blues. Put that down there. Just randomly pulling things out. She has some fabric books, and this one I just had to get because it had a dog on it, and you know me and dogs, so Bow Wow likes to play. He has lots of fun. So that would be lovely to stitch onto the front of maybe a project bag, or I could even frame it up with my little area of treasures across from here. In fact, I might even I might put it there with my vintagey bits in the meantime. So I'll pop it up there. A piece of nice yellowy, pale yellowy golden coloured lace. Again, I like these laces because you can cut out the sort of individual elements or use a piece of them. This fabric with little thimbles, even though I don't use a thimble, I do love, I love the look of vintage thimbles. And I do have plans for a sort of a slow stitch sewing inspired little book with vintage haberdashery in it. So this would be perfect for that. Again, buying things that will coordinate well into my burgundy big blanket quilt piece. And my Nana and Grandpa spent a fair bit of time in India helping build a multi-faith centre over there. And so this sort of has that Indian block print kind of styled ornate flowers. So I thought that could be nice to add into my burgundy piece. So I'll make a little burgundy stash here. This one I think I recognised when I saw it come up on Mel's. I was like, I'm sure that's a Moda fabric. And so it's a Moda Luna Notte by Three Sisters. I just love, I have a lot of Three Sisters Moda designs. So again, the burgundy, I just thought that was the perfect colour scheme. So I'll keep it in a nice little pile over here. Not really burgundy, but I just love these sort of outlines of flowers and blooms. I think it's actually, is it a Moda? No, Redwork Romance. I've got something very similar in a Moda, but a beautiful linen with blues on it. There's a bit of fluff on it. And I'm sure it's a similar sort of design. I wonder if it is by the same designer. But yeah, love that. And at some point I would like to do some red work and some black work, so maybe that can go into that project idea. Staying on the red and white theme, just some beautiful ticking. Can't go wrong with some red and white ticking. Put down there. This one I think will be for my burgundy bonheur piece. It's got a little bit of blue in it, but I think it could still be quite good to incorporate at least one of those in. I love these ones because you can use individual rows of them as almost like a fabric ribbon or little fabric panel, or you can cut across them. So I thought that was really beautiful. So vintage looking. And because Mel has such an amazing stash and I think access to amazing thing through the Embroiderers Guild as well, like you can get some really, really old fabrics. In fact, there's one in this stash that I saw as I was pulling them out of the bag that looks just like one of the ones that Rachel got on her brocanting at the French in the south of France. So a piece of this beautiful vase and flower fabric. I think Sarah's using this, I think, for her spring blooms prompt. I've got another piece of it. I think that was just a small offcut, but then I have got another few pieces of it actually here. So some of them aren't that's a full vase and that's a full vase over there. So I've got 2 full vases, but even just the vase fabric. Oops, that's the back of it. No, that is the front of it. I just thought that looked like the back. But again, you could even add other, for the ones where the flowers are incomplete, you could either stitch them in or add others to it. So I might keep all of those bits together. Or even with this one where you've got the top of the vase but not the bottom, and this one you've got the bottom of the vase but not the top, you could combine the two together. I've got plenty of that. Maybe Mel was assembling them out of, she usually gives you sort of a rough measurement of things, so maybe that's a cumulative amount of those, because I don't think I bought multiples of those. Oops, another bit of quilt that we can put in our, so beautiful brown pattern, and then a toile pattern on the beautiful faint toile pattern. Beautiful flowers. Trying to even see what some of the pattern is, but yeah, it's beautiful. And then just all quilted with lines and swirls. So I can give that a bit of a wash as well. Actually, I'll save my laces and trims to the end. We'll do the fabric first. This one will be good for the burgundy piece as well. It's could be 2 girls, or is it a girl and a boy? Doesn't really matter. Dancing together. I think I've got 2 pieces of that as well. I might have bought 2 of that because I have actually seen that one twice on the site. This Mel will often have various pieces of it, and she'll post some and then post some more at a later date. So if you do see something you like, you can end up buying 2 of them, but that's never a problem, is it? And isn't this lovely? Again, perfect for spring blooms or possibly summer blooms. Isn't that lovely? Just lovely. The nice off, in fact that's just like this one, I think. Let's just put that with that. Yep, just like that. So again, don't know if I bought it twice. Possible indeed. Wow, this one's bright. But lovely. Again, it would be even good for our current spring blooms, spring blossoms one. Kind of reminds me of Japanese fabric, and I do like to get a bit of brightness into my stitchery as well. Staying on the bright theme, this is probably from a piece of reclaimed upholstery of some sort, but aren't these lovely? Beautiful. Almost like patchworks, but I think it's just a printed fabric, or not embroidered, woven fabric. And then some lovely vintage printed with cologne perfumes. Again, these are just lovely to cut little elements out and just add that sort of vintage look to your stitchery. Printed in Japan. Good Old Days is, I think, the name of this fabric, or the maker. Good Old Days. OL apostrophe. And another piece of this fabric I did love it. It's a beautiful, really fine, it feels like a linen, but a super fine weave of linen. So that's great. Oops, and another bit of quilt. I shouldn't say oops, but I was trying to get all my quilts out before. So I think I previously got another bit from this quilt, but I just love how there's such a variety of fabrics into this. And they do look like feed sacks, I think. So that's on that side, and then this on the back. There's not another layer underneath there. There's just the wool batting. And then this one has all different words to do with sewing and quilting. So button, quilt, sew, patchwork, selvage, like definitions associated with them. So again, I thought that would be good if I come to do a little sewing inspired book. Toile, I can never resist a toile, can I? And especially a blue and white one. So beautiful scenes, roosters and ladies and kids. Fountains, houses in the background, beautiful greenery, a dog, beautiful, beautiful. This one looks like a mode of fabric as well, I think. Doesn't have a selvage on it, but I'm pretty sure it is. So again, I'll put that with these ones. One is probably a fabric sample, but it's a very sizable fabric sample. It is Jacka Wortley Fabrics Linen Cotton Modal, made in the UK. Isn't it lovely? I sort of was thinking about some of this as thinking about the upcoming course I'm going to be doing with Fleur. I think we're going to be learning to draw our own flowers, but because I'm not a confident drawer, I might take along some other fabric in case I decide I don't love my own drawings. But it'd be nice it'll be good to try, and Fleur is such a good teacher. But wouldn't this be lovely with Fleur's style of floral stitching into? And then this again could go really well with the burgundy. Again, Alex's brother's a great maker, so I could do some beautiful stitching into this. I've already got a panel to do with grapes and vines and birds, but I've got plenty of room to cover on that blanket. Just seeing what other fabrics. This one I saw and just thought, oh, isn't that sweet? Did I get a second bit of that? I thought I saw something else when I was unpacking the bag. Maybe that is it. We shall see. Wouldn't this be sweet to make? As a kid, I had the little paper wraparound patterns that you could use to dress up a little doll. So I thought maybe doing something similar to that idea, or maybe just even using these in a little sewing inspired book, or maybe even using them in a little needle book. I just thought too cute to pass up. And then just a lovely piece, Benatex cotton screen prints, just lovely flowers. Again, can't really resist those flowers, birds, the burgundies, quilts, can't resist. And again, and lovely springy, summery fabric with beautiful blooms on it. Now this one's great because it's got like underprinting of like plant labels, gardens, plants, water lilies, strawberries, and then got the beautiful vintage print over the top. So that's lovely. Again, that's got very sort of summery vibes to it. A piece of like a thicker punch needle cloth. Well, no, actually not thicker than punch needle, but I think I probably got it thinking it's going to be good for that. Could be a wool as well, actually. Could be a woven wool piece. Not sure. A piece of sort of yellowy with a slight orangey tinge, not quite apricot either. But again, just thought these would be great for cutting out from the lace. Put that over there. This is another piece of this one. Yes, so there you go. That's how much I love some of the things. I end up buying them twice, but because they're not huge pieces of fabric, quite happy with that, because that means I've then got a piece to use for my burgundy, but I then have a piece in my stash as well. This one's very old, very vintage looking, but again, a beautiful linen and just lovely prints on it. Probably was from something or was going to be used in something. So it's got its folded over edges. This one I think has been retrieved from a shirt, and I'm pretty sure it's a Liberty fabric. It's just that beautiful Liberty feel, and the print looks like a Liberty, but it's still got the sweet little buttons down here and even a little pocket. So I'm going to have to come up with a design. I think that probably yeah, makes use of those components because I think that's quite sweet. And there you go. See, this is how much I love things. I'll buy them twice from Melanie. So another one of that beautiful red, but not sad about that at all. She must laugh as she's putting together my pile, thinking, "Yep, she's bought another one." And because I loved that vases with the flowers in them. This is a similar one, but it's got birds, not the flowers on the top of them, and just the vases and the beautiful sort of neutral browny yellow colours, which would be great again for my burgundy because that's kind of the coordinating colour that I'm using. So I'll pop that in there. This was the fabric that reminded me of some of the fabrics that Rachel had found in the south of France with these sorts of motifs on it, and it's a beautiful woven fabric, and it's got various sort of panels to it. So I love that. And again, I think it's it's slightly pink, but I think it could go on the burgundy piece as well, at least some of it. Let me just check what else is here. Now we're kind of moving into the laces and trims and some doilies. So Mel often gets tablecloths and just sort of sells a portion of them. So this has got these designs on it. And again, I just love that you can kind of nibble out just little sections of it. It's got another one over on this side and then a lovely little one there. So that will definitely be useful. I'll just chuck that in the little wash pile because it's got a couple of little stains on it. Some lovely lace. Again, these are just great to nibble into and just use the little elements of them. I sometimes use these for covered buttons, so you can get a lot out of one little piece of this. Actually, that could probably not be washed. Just recently got this piece of muslin because I can always use this in my texture play. Part of a larger tablecloth with these little circles, but they're very sweet size, and there's even these little elements that can be cut out as well. So this is just a corner piece, but again very handy. I'll give that a wash. It's got a few little stains. Another little doily. Again, it's got a little bit of damage, which will mean I won't mind chopping in, but it's just super fine stitching, so that's really lovely. Put it over here. Some crochet edging, again really lovely. Some hessian, and I think I got some of this at the D-Stash market as well. But again, thought it would be great in my texture pieces, but even just being able to do stitching into it could be incredibly good. Mel has lots of lovely vintage trims, and again this is the right sorts of colours for my burgundy bonheur piece. And then I thought this bag of mixed goodies also has a number of pieces that I thought could be good. That one, that sort of mustardy colour, not the silver for the burgundy bonheur, but that would be great for my little, might put that in my little Christmassy trims stash. This one could be good, and even this one could be quite nice as well, so I might pop those aside because I'm going to take my burgundy box of goodies and the quilt away with me to work on, I think. Isn't this lovely? A vintage sequiny trim. So again, I might try and get that onto the blanket. A really ornate tassely trim, which I think is lovely. It's got the burgundy with a bit of pink. So again, I might see how that goes. Probably works well with something like this, which does have a slightly pinky tone to it. Some silk prints, so printing on silk fabric. So they're very sweet. Little scene of a house. It's quite luminous because it is on the silk. Some sweet little, so yeah, printed in Italy. I've seen another lady on Facebook Marketplace selling these actually, so I wonder if that's where Mel got it from. They're very lovely. And then some big bits of trim, and these I thought would be perfect for my texture pieces, nature's textures. Great way to add texture very, very quickly and form into shapes. And then I got this large format piece. I might have to find a way to bring some of this into my burgundy piece as well, but again, great for the texture play if I'm doing sort of seaweed, because you do get seaweed in this sort of colour. Rickrack, I can never resist rickrack. I've got lovely green rickrack for my Nana, but this is a sort of a supersized version of it. Sweet little embroidered ribbons. This reminds me of Hungarian embroidery, and I have some of that from Alex's mum that I'm planning to bring into another project at some point. I've got so many project ideas, not enough time. Plenty of supplies, just not enough time. I still get a lot of stitching time, but I find when I'm working on the Roxy projects, I get so carried away with those that I don't have that much time for ones in addition. But I do love the community that goes with the Roxy projects. Some more lovely vintage trims. Again, that could be nice to add to the burgundy piece. The trims can be just lovely to add around the edges. It's another beautiful one. Rickrack on a vintage card. Again, I can't really resist that. I had a pin before. I'm just wondering, where did I put it? I'm sure I stuck it down somewhere, but I can't. Oh no, I think I put it into my cushion over here. There it is. I don't want to leave that around with Travis here, so I'm going to actually just pop it into the back of this. That's why I normally keep Travis out of my craft room, because I don't want him stumbling upon anything that he's not meant to have. These are some DMC. I thought they'd be great if I was doing some sort of sashiko, or even for dyeing them. A very sweet little piece of handmade lace. Just love this type of lace. It's beautiful. Speaking of sashiko sampler, made in Japan, 100% cotton. So that's proper sashiko thread, which I haven't tried before. I love the little novelty needle books, the ones that fold out. This one's probably seen slightly better days, but I'm sure it will still fold out the way that it's meant to. So you've got Jack and Jill falling down the hill there, and it's still got a lot of its original needles left in. Isn't it lovely? And it's probably got the original place that it was from stamped on it, and just the staining and the age. Beautiful, made in Japan. But yeah, I've got a few other vintage needle books as well. And then there is a bag of beautiful mixed vintage buttons. These are just, they really have that vintage look to them, so I thought they would be lovely. I'll probably put them in their own little jar and then just start using them in my pieces. And then a mixed bag of threads and bits and pieces, so some Madeira silk embroidery thread, some metallic sort of trim, I think it's called, metallic fine braid, and then another metallic-y sort of shimmery braid, some vintage little hooks, some lovely silver. Oh, Vera Soie, that's very, very good thread. $5.25 originally. Whereas with Mel, these are just usually a couple of dollars, and then some other. This feels like a beautiful silver silk. Oops, and another one in there as well. Another metallic light silver. Oh, DMC. Made in Belgium. So yeah, that's a good little stash of goodies. This one, when I saw it, I thought it'd be quite a small little thread holder, but it's a really good size. And so, yeah, you can put your threads through here. I thought it could also be a great little template. I'm thinking I might be able to make a little butterfly needle book where you'd, when you open it out, it would be the full shape of a butterfly, but otherwise would be the shape of a wing. So, and I might even do something fun where I would actually, yeah, have these little shapes and maybe have some fabric behind. Yeah, ideas again. Hopefully I get time to complete them. And this is, I think, the final thing in the stash, which is a mixed bag. And apologies for, I know some of you don't like the rustling. So this is some that, again, beautiful, which thanks to Robin and others, explained that it's like an Aida cloth that would be used for little bookmarks and things. And then we have some hand crocheted edging, so that's lovely. Some scalloped lace edging. Another handmade, don't have anything like this, it's got like little rope sort of across it. Isn't that great? Then another crocheted, oh, beautiful little flowers. Aren't they lovely? Then another one with the ropiness. Another one with almost like a little honeycomb sort of design to it. A sweet little piece of crochet. This could be even someone's little like crochet practice bag or different trim practices. That's a lovely one again. So, oh, this one, it's stretchy, or is it just that it's kind of gone back? Maybe it's been made with some, or maybe it's just the design gives it the stretch because it's kind of gathered up. That's very sweet. And another one of that one. This again could be quite good for my texture pieces. Yeah. And I think that, oh, and this one was in the bag, wasn't it? So that's a lovely little mixed bag of trimmy bits. So I hope you enjoyed seeing that little stash of goodies, and I hope you're having a lovely day. Take care, everyone. Bye.